me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Hello, everybody. It's Open Mic America. And from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, these songwriters will sing for you and for me. Each one of our singer-songwriters is part of the beating heart of American music and that tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. We're so glad to share that with all of you tonight. We have 9 amazing singer-songwriters, and they can't wait to share with you their talents and craft. And we're also going to get to know them better through a few words of wisdom. We want everyone out there in YouTube land to know that we're looking forward to sharing songs with you, and that we're going to enjoy it as much as you. We are a participatory audience. We'll also be here for a couple of hours, so sit back with your favorite beverage in your comfiest chair and enjoy. My name is Alice Osborne. This is Open Mic America, and I am co-hosting with Kim Alexander, and our everything technical that keeps the show rolling is performed and done by TK Tran. And we're so grateful he's here to help us have an amazing show. Open Mic America was founded by Capo Dave Williams, and we are rolling with so many Open Mic Americas almost every Sunday. So look out for the next one next week, which is Sunday, January 16th. All right, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce each of our singer-songwriters with their name, the town, and their favorite open mic. And then we're going to go right into our very first performer, which is Daphna Ramil from Sacramento, California. Our first performer is Daphna from Sacramento, and she told us that earlier that South Bay folks, which you can find online, they have an amazing open mic. It's on hiatus right now, but check out their website. Next up, we have Tammy Carroll from Alvin, Texas, and her favorite open mic is openmicamerica.com. We love that. Thank you, Tammy. And Tammy is new to us, and she's joining our family tonight. So welcome, Tammy. We have also a new person, Gillis Mills from Grafton, Vermont, and he announced at Four Corners, Vermont. It's currently on hiatus for COVID, but hopefully not for too long. Skunk Hollow Tavern, and that is a live open mic. Next up is Julie Grower from Nashville, Tennessee. And she told us Bill Nash's streaming fundraiser for the Kerrville Folk Festival is one of her favorite open mics, and it goes by the name Camp Nashville. Remember that. And she's a returning performer. We have Arnie Herty. He is also a returning performer from Burlingame, California. And on the 21st, that's a Friday in a couple weeks, Cafe Zoe Menlo Park is having their open mic. So check that out online. Then we have Cheryl Caywood, also returning from Houston, Texas. Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe in Galveston, Texas, live every Thursday. And it just came back from their hiatus. So that's awesome, Cheryl. And next up, we have Ron Selfridge from Eugene, Oregon. And Alluvium is a live open mic. And I'm so glad that he mentioned that. And it's an old church that has been converted to a music venue. And Fujinaga from San Francisco, California. She told us every Thursday at the Bazaar Cafe, that is a live open mic. And we're so happy to have Aunt. She's a new performer with us tonight. And Jan Seides from Austin, Texas. She announced that Jerusalem Open Mic is a virtual open mic every Sunday in Jerusalem, Texas. And we're so happy to have all these performers. We'll get to know them better over the course of our evening. And I'm going to roll it right into Daphna Ramil from Sacramento, California.
Thank you, Alice. I was really excited to hear about the Jerusalem Open Mic, by the way. That is in the Jerusalem, from what I understood, as in Jerusalem, Israel. So let's see. I am really excited to perform on this after hosting it for so long. And my first song, lest anyone wonder, is not man-bashing. It isn't really at all. It's more about discovering that there's a strong woman hiding inside, and finally, she's demanding to be heard and even loved. But before I play it, I want to say hi to my mom and dad who are out there. Hello, Dorit and Eddie Benjamini. Your daughter is on TV. See, I know they're sitting and watching me on YouTube TV, so give them a thrill. Learn to love a woman. Well, I'm tired of your anger. I'm weary of your games. I'm sick of being sorry, and I'm sick of being blamed. My life's too short to worry about a man who takes so long to learn to love a woman who's starting to get strong. When I kept the house all tidy and I kept myself in line, when I didn't spend your money and I didn't speak my mind, ooh, I do remember the sweet things you would say. Can you only love a woman who treats herself that way? Hey, hey. Gonna grab ya by the collar, gonna turn you upside down, gonna shake your crazy notions out onto the ground. And when your head is clear, dear, gonna tell you what to do. You'll learn to love a woman who's just as strong as you, just as strong as you. Well, I'm tired of your anger, and I'm weary of your games, and I'm sick of being sorry, and I'm sick of being blamed. My life's too short to worry about a man who takes so long to learn to love a woman, to learn to love a woman, to learn to love a woman, to learn to love a woman who's starting to get, oh yeah, wait for it, strong.
Really good.
Hey, kick us off, Daphna.
Thank you. Give that woman a kick in the pants is what it is, right? Okay. We're going to completely shift gears now and enter a world that spans the Holocaust and space travel. And I know that doesn't seem to go together very well, but here's the true story. Peter Gintz, 12, and his sister Eva, 10, children from Prague, were sent without their parents to the concentration camp Terezin, or Theresienstadt as it's called, only about 30 miles from their house. Peter was an avid reader and a writer of everything, in particular science fiction, and he was also an artist. And in the ghetto, he was forced to work in the Nazi propaganda printing press, and he used to smuggle paper back to the barracks so that he could write stories and essays and to draw. And when he was 14, which was after 2 years in the ghetto, the Nazis put him on a train to Auschwitz. And his sister Eva tried to board the train with him, but the guards pushed her aside. And she was able to reach into her pocket and give her brother a piece of bread as her last gift to him. Peter was murdered only a couple weeks later in Auschwitz, but Eva survived, and she somehow was able to preserve his writings and many of his drawings, and even his diary, which was published. Now, in 2003, Ilan Ramon, the first Israeli astronaut and the son of a Holocaust survivor himself, took one of Peter's drawings aboard the Columbia Space Shuttle. And here's the drawing. Allow me to show it to you. Is that visible? There we are. It's the moonscape with its craggy mountains and the beautiful earth shining in the moon's sky. The astronaut took that up in the space shuttle with him. I heard this story one day on NPR before the shuttle was launched, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. And I kept imagining Peter, who was murdered by the Nazis, telling his surviving sister, now an old lady, that even though he died in the gas chambers, his spirit was still alive, soaring through space with the astronauts on the Columbia and looking down onto the beautiful blue earth, just like he dreamed of doing when he was a boy. And that's how I came to writing this song called Beyond the Sky. I was once a boy, frozen in your memory, trapped in the insanity of a human cage. A 14-year-old dreamer in the darkest night of history, sketching scenes of fantasy upon a stolen page. But now I can dream again, I can live again, and I can fly. And the world seems so beautiful from here, beyond the sky. Your eyes were just like Mama's when you looked at me that morning and shared with me in parting your only piece of bread. As they pushed me to the train, I whispered words of loving, but all the guards were shouting and you had turned your head. But now I can love again, I can live again, and I can fly. And the world seems so beautiful from here, beyond the sky. And even as I stood there, gasping in the showers, I dreamed of trees and flowers and rockets to the moon. So sister, don't you weep, for now's my finest hour. These angels gave me power to make my dream come true. For now I can breathe again, I can live again, and I can fly. And the world world seems so beautiful from here. Beyond the
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Daphna. And thank you for sharing the drawing and the story to give extra duty meaning to your words.
It's a story to be told.
Thank you. It certainly is.
Well, I have a couple questions for my friend Daphna, who I got to start playing music with just before the pandemic. So you have been someone who has really learned to adapt to playing music online. And I wondered if you could share a little bit about how you were able to come to this place where you now can sit in your living room and perform songs for all of us live over the internet.
Wow, that's a good question, Kim, because I was all day, I was just like in a tizzy thinking about it. I love performing for real people and looking into their eyes and telling them what the song has to say and communicating, and this is really difficult. I found that if I try actually to put in the back of my mind that there's people there, but to sing these songs because they're inside of me and I just want them to come out, you know, and they need, and to express them, then that helps. Because if I stare at myself on the screen or at other people that are the size of little tiny postage stamps, it's really hard. And I think all of us musicians have a challenge with that.
Yeah.
And once you're set up, just relax and play.
And you are really well set up. I mean, I know there's a lot of hurdles we have to get over trying to make music sound good on the internet. You know, it doesn't just happen easily. So do you have any good advice for people who want to try to do what you're doing? Maybe get on open mic, but don't really know. They need to find someone like our friend TK, right? To help them.
Yes. Read
sound
everything
good.
and listen to all the instructions, and don't think that because you can play live that it works the same online. But there's something else, and there's a positive part to it. You know, when you play in a coffee shop, or even many of the open mics that are pretty good venues, you still don't have some peace and quiet in which to perform. There's distractions, there's noise, there's all kinds of things. And when you're playing at home, it's an opportunity just to, you know, just to have quiet, and that's kind of nice.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to ask you, you have so many different musical talents, Daphna Ramil. I mean, you're a songwriter, you're a storyteller, you're a teacher, you are an open mic host yourself. I mean, you wear all these hats, but one thing I know you have always done musically is work with children. And I wondered if you might share a little bit about what playing music with kids means to you.
Oh, I miss the children terribly. I think that music gives the children, especially young children that I work with, I'm sure it's everybody, just the opportunity to get in touch with more than just their academic selves or just have fun. They connect with each other. Mm-hmm. They learn how to find different tempos within their own selves. Mm-hmm. They learn about culture. They learn how to listen. Mm-hmm. And all these are skills that we need for the rest of our lives. And I find that it keeps me young to be with those little buggers, honestly. A classroom of 25 3-year-olds is my idea of a great fun. So,
well, we'll look forward to those days again.
I miss them. It's
Thank you for sharing your songs with us tonight. One more round of applause for our friend Daphna Ramil, please.
Thank you very much, and thanks for coming on board, Kim, and for hosting Alice.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Daphna. And next up, we have Tammy Carroll from Alvin, Texas. And
Hello.
Tammy, it's so good to see you. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us. Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity. So, um, one thing I love about songwriting is we can tell stories that are true or stories that are a figment of our imagination. And this next song that I wrote, my husband says that if anything ever happened to him, to look to the songs for any clues. But he's just joking. Um, he was actually taking the dog out for a walk, and he stopped at the door, and I was writing this song, and he turned around and I was writing this love song, and he said, "Well, what if he betrayed her?" And so my pen did a U-turn, and I wrote this song called "It Wasn't Me." Rain was outside the window on that cold, dark night. When I looked and seen your shadow pass under the street light, sneaking off to see your lover, thinking I would never know. But your bases were not covered. They said I had the final blow, but it wasn't me who pulled that trigger. Wasn't me who made it all come undone. Wasn't me who was found with her. But it was my gun. It was my gun. There's no amount of whiskey that can drown out this pain. Should have known it was risky. Now there's a lot to explain, and I'm not one bit sorry for this turning of events. It's what you get for leaving me, and it all makes no sense. It wasn't me who pulled that trigger. Wasn't me who made it all come undone. Wasn't me who was found with her. But it was my gun. It was my gun.
Nice.
Oh,
Great sound.
woo, Tammy. Yeah.
Eat it.
So this next song, my dad died unexpectedly, and some of my music I do write about the loss of my father, and so this one's called "You and Home." Last word you spoke echoes in my mind as I stand on the shore. Can't believe you're gone, and now I realize I should have listened more. I'm not here these tears. You raised me stronger than that. To be resilient, have perseverance. But man, it's hard looking back at us driving down the dirt road in your pickup truck to our favorite fishing spot, listening to Merle Haggard on the radio, and having father-daughter talks, and finding out today that you're gone leaves me missing you and home. Old photographs gave us a good laugh. Oh, the memories we shared. If I could just hop in that picture from back then, I'd tell you how much I cared. Oh, there'll never be another you. Our life wasn't easy, but to tell you the truth, I'm missing you. And riding down the dirt road in your pickup truck to our favorite fishing spot, listening to George Jones on the radio, and having father-daughter talks, and finding out today that you're gone leaves me missing you and home. Ooh, missing you and home. Missing you and home.
Nice.
Beautiful song.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much, Tammy. I'm going to pass you over to Kim now.
Yeah, thanks, Tammy, for joining us and for making your first appearance on Open Mic America. It's really nice to have you here. That was really a really moving song, and I don't want to ask you about it because it took a lot, I bet, to sing it. So I'm going to ask you about the Killin' song you wrote instead. What is it with killing songs? Are they a big deal in Texas? And do you feel, I mean, I had this thing like, I'm not going to play any more killing songs, but then you just sang a killing song that like flipped all the killing songs on their head. So I want to hear a little bit about how that song came out of you.
It's just, I love, when I'm writing music, I love the creative process. And I love the being able to just go anywhere that your mind pleases when it comes to writing music. And so it just, I start with an idea. Sometimes I write a little sentence down here or there, and I might feed off of that. And and it just went in a twisted direction.
I loved it. When you write a song, do you start with the lyrics and then figure out the melody, or does it depend on the song?
So it does depend. Like there are times where it might be a lyric based song, but the majority of the time for me, I know we all have our own style, but the majority of the time for me, it's the vibe. So when I get the music and I get the feel of the song, and it's interesting because we could strum a chord on the guitar and hear a lyric in our head and do the same thing 2 days later and you got a whole nother lyric, and so it's just whatever the feelings that come from the vibe.
Do you have a lot of we have a very women centric show tonight, I'm happy to say. You are one of several women performing here, but that's not usually the case. And I just wonder, what's it like for you as a woman performing in Texas, especially? Do you get a lot of support? Is there sisterhood among other female musicians in your area that you benefit from?
So I'm a member of Song Circle Houston,
Oh,
and
nice.
also Houston Songwriters Association. And you're right. It is a majority male based. However, the men that musicians have been very supportive. Even locally for me, I have a local group of musicians that I'm networked with, and they've all, even if they're playing the gig, they'll have me come up and sing, and so they've been very supportive. We do the women that I have encountered with my songwriting. Cheryl is one, and also I have a couple others, and we actually I play at Peach Street Farmers Market in Angleton, and they've come out and sang with me, out there. So we do network, but I must say, even though it is a male dominant profession, that the men that I have, played music with, have been very supportive.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I really enjoyed your songs and
Thank
your
you.
songwriting. Thank you so much for sharing them. One more round for Tammy Carroll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tammy. And up next, we have Gillis Mills from Grafton, Vermont. Gillis, it's so nice to have you. You are a first timer to Open Mic America. And welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks. Thanks very much. It's nice to be here. I was laughing to myself with the two of the women songwriters that are here on the bill tonight are from Texas, and I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I was very ambitious and moved to New York City to compete and work for 37 years actually, and then along my way discovered Vermont, the beautiful little Green Mountain state of Vermont, and he kind of stole my heart in a way. The seasons and the lay of the land, the water and the air and all. And this first song I'm going to do is kind of my ode to Vermont. Being a city guy, it really spun my head around. So, and I just wanted to say one other thing, that one of the two women whose name I've forgotten, I apologize for that, said that one of her favorite venues for an open mic was the Old Quarter Cafe, and I did a show at Rex Bell's. The owner, I assume he still is the owner, Rex Bell. He played in Townes Van Zant's band, so in fact Townes wrote. I don't know that all of you are familiar with him. He's a very good Texas songwriter, and Townes once wrote a song about Rex. But Rex was a great guy. We got along really well, and had a good, one of the best shows I've ever done was down there. And he spelled his name Rex, W-R-E-C-K-S, and that was pretty much his personality cutting through. So anyway, here goes. I'm just going to do this, my ode to Vermont, okay? spring rains falling. On old winter snow. I'm up here in this cabin, feet propped on the stove. If you could taste the water, if you could breathe the air, you'd know how close to heaven it is. Being way up here. There's peace on this mountain, in chaos down below. You can really see the truth up here without the chaos down below. I wonder when it happened. When did I drift away? So far from my true self. Guess things got in the way. Yes, things got in the way. There's peace on this mountain, in chaos down below. You can really see the truth up here without the chaos down below.
Good one.
Yeah.
That was
Very
something.
nice.
Love your sound.
Thank you. I couldn't hear it much, but without the headphones. I mean, I can hear me, but I couldn't hear you. So I hope you enjoyed it.
We did. We did.
Really nice.
The second song is about as I've grown older and I'm retired. I've been retired for a while, but not from writing songs and trying to play, but I gotten away from work and made a lot of discoveries about myself and my life, and a major discovery is that my subconscious is much smarter than my conscious mind. So this song is pretty much about that discovery. So here goes. I'm tired of living in this rage. I'm tired of living in this cage. I'm tired of being so smart. Gonna think with my heart. Think with my heart. I'm tired of living without peace. I'm tired of living with disease. I'm gonna make a new start. Gonna think with my heart. Think with my heart. Think with my heart. I can see that you have love. I can see how you feel. I too will have our love once I finally heal. I'm sick and tired of all the fear. I'm sick and tired of all the years. I'm so lonesome and apart. Gonna think with my heart. Think with my heart. Think with my heart.
Wow.
Really nice.
Wow, something else.
How true, Gillis.
That was great.
Love that bluesy vibe.
Huh?
I love that bluesy vibe.
That's the
Nice
text is
job.
coming through.
I want to thank Daphna for this is my first outing on Zoom, by the way, and she was an unbelievable tutor, and I want to thank her, and also how much I enjoyed her performance. It was wonderful.
Thank you. You were awesome. You came out awesome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here, by the way, and this is the first time I've played in my own little studio, so it's great. Where I usually practice and hang out, hide out and stuff. So, it's
Well,
very,
Gillis, we really appreciated your songs. I really did. I think I can speak for everyone. That was just, especially that last one, Think With My Heart. I really loved how just stripped down and bare the song was, and just, it was so genuine. The message just came through so clearly because it was so elegant. How can you tell me how you came about to write that song? How did it come to you?
Well, I can't really. It just fell out of my. It was most of my songs, particularly the better ones, I think. Although I like all of them, but they're born out of frustration. I was just so tired of I overthink everything. I used to work with writers a lot, and I was working with a guy, Mark, in the city in New York, and he was saying, Jerry, I ask you what time it is or was, and you build me a clock. I mean, I just overthink everything. So that's I don't know how anything happens other than as one of the lady from Alvin, Texas said. It's really a pleasure to be able to reach into your mind, and I've had a lot of experiences being from Texas and New York. It's a totally different culture, So I have a lot of experiences, and 3 children. I lost 1 son, and so forth. So I've got a lot to write about, and feel about.
And I noticed you made that very important distinction that you are retired from work, but not from songwriting. So
I love this. There's to me, music is some kind of a higher form of thing, that human beings that we are able to do. To me, that's what it is. I know it is. I wouldn't. No one could convince me otherwise.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, what would you say are your biggest musical influences in your style, especially your guitar playing? Who would you say is?
It's I took my influences for writing were started when I was really young from cowboy music, not country western, but I later discovered Hank Williams, who was one of my all-time favorite American songwriters. But before him, when I was really young, about 5 years old, and that would have been in like 1944, by the way, Tex Ritter was a big guy. He was I believe he had been a cowboy, and he wrote cowboy songs, and they're just vivid. They're great songs. They're stories about the old Chisholm Trail and the Bad Brahma Bull and stuff like, and they were great songs. And here I was, a little kid. It was before television, and I just listened to them on the radio. In Texas, there was a lot, whatever kind of music you wanted, you could find in abundance down there. That was great. In Houston. And so that was, Hank Williams as a writer was he is one of my favorite songwriters. But on the other hand, one of my favorite songwriters is Willie Dixon, who is a Chicago blues guy who wrote most of the great songs that Muddy Waters made famous. And I discovered them along my way. But before that, I used to go hear Lightnin' Hopkins in Houston, who some of you may have heard of, and so forth. So those are my. But I like all kind. I love Ray Charles. And so, I also love, one of my favorite albums is Frank Sinatra's "Only the Lonely" album. It's a great album.
Well, I appreciate those music tips. I really do. I wrote a bunch of them down. I'm going to look up Tex Ritter, Willie Dixon, Lightnin' Hopkins,
and the Bo Weevil song is it's really great.
I'll check that out. And the and the other Texan you were referring to is Ms. Tammy Carroll, who played just before you. So this is the Texas takeover here of Open Mic America tonight.
I was so amazed when I saw that I thought 2 women from Texas. It's like Old Home Week or something.
Well, thank you for the songs. Let's get one more round for Gillis Mills. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. I discovered Tex Ritter when I discovered High Noon, and I wrote my own High Noon song. So, and Tex Ritter, anyone who's of Generation X generation knows John Ritter, who was the son of Tex Ritter. So, thank you for mentioning him. He's awesome. We have Julie Grower from Nashville, Tennessee, as our next performer. Julie, take us away.
Hey there. It's really great to be back. I had a fabulous experience the first time I did Open Mic America, and I was really looking forward to doing it again. So I want to start with a song called Hometown Hallelujah, and it's a song that I wrote with 2 other Nashville songwriters, Bruce John Brigham and Queenie Mullenix. And this song has kind of brought me into an exciting opportunity with an old friend who is an author and is in the process of producing a podcast of his podcast version of his book. And this song is actually going to be the theme to open and close each episode. So I'm really excited about that. The book is called The Voice of Free Earth. So stay tuned for more info on that. In the meantime, this is Hometown Hallelujah. Bells are ringing in my hometown. That's the signal, high water's coming down. We all got baptized, rich and poor. Shoulder to shoulder we'll rebuild together. Hometown hallelujah. Grandpa built those levees and dams. Now he's out here, shovel in his hand, clearing the field for the homecoming game. Come Friday night, we'll all be out there cheering. Hometown hometown hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the clouds. It's a hometown hallelujah. Church bells chime at the old town square. Sunday mornings we'll congregate down there. Stand together and offer up a prayer. It's good to see so many people singing a hometown hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the clouds. Hometown hallelujah. Listen to the sound. Let the Spirit move ya. Light is shining through the clouds. Hometown hallelujah. Hometown hallelujah. Hometown hallelujah.
Nicely done.
Yes. Thank you, Julie.
Perfect
Great.
theme song.
Sorry?
Perfect theme song.
Yeah. So this next song I wrote not too long after I moved to Nashville with a great songwriter named Bud Tower. And it was about a relationship that I was leaving by moving from New York to Nashville. But it kind of carries over into the theme of just having someone in your life or people in your life that you really can never forget. And I know we all have a lot of people like that. I found myself a seat as the train pulled away. Saw you through the window as clear as day. A man who couldn't say he needed me to stay. I found myself a town where the faces are new, but every now and then one reminds me of you. Everything's changed except the pain. I'm still saying goodbye. I thought that it was over the last time I cried. You think I'd let it go? Don't think I haven't tried, but I'm still saying goodbye. I watched some children play on a water slide. Their mamas and their daddies standing by. That could have been us, could have been our life. Still saying goodbye. I thought that it was over the last time I cried. You'd think I'd let it go. Don't think I haven't tried, but I'm still saying goodbye. I'm tired of this feeling. It's time that I was healing, but I'm still reeling, still saying goodbye. I thought that it was over the last time I cried. You think I'd let it go. Don't think I haven't tried, but I'm still saying goodbye. Yeah, I'm still saying goodbye.
Wow.
Beautiful, Julie.
Lovely, lovely.
Thanks so much. Betty could relate to that. Wow.
Julie, I'm going to pass you over to Kim Alexander.
Hi, Kim.
Thank you. Hi, Julie Grower. Thank you so much for playing your songs. The first one was so joyous. The second one was so moving. You really took us on a little journey there.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you've been on a bit of a journey. You say you recently moved to Nashville? You've been there for a while.
I've been here for a while. Yeah, I've been here for about 19 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it the music that brought you to Nashville?
Definitely. Yeah, songwriting and music. I started being involved with the NSAI organization in New York. And
What does NSAI stand for? I'm sorry.
Nashville Songwriters Association International.
Neat.
And they have chapters all over the country, probably even the world. But the more I got involved with it, the more people kept telling me, you need to move to Nashville, you need to move to Nashville. And I was lucky in that I had a job where I was able to transfer. So for the first few years, I actually came here with a job, unlike a lot of people who are really brave and come and live in their cars the first few months.
How wonderful. Yeah, I think it must be a wonderful place to be. Do you find it very nourishing to be in that community? And how has it been during the pandemic? You guys finding a way to support one another?
Yeah. You know, you really kind of figure out who the people that you really click with are, because you kind of, your circle of people that you regularly spend time with gets a little smaller, because you're not out and doing large events and going to large social functions as much. So you really connect with the people that you find you have the most in common with. So it's been interesting that way.
Yeah, and you're putting your music out there. You've got a place people can go find your songs. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah. I'm on Spotify. You can just Google my name and find my Spotify music, and I'm on Apple iTunes. So, I distribute everything through CD Baby, and then they distribute it all to all the platforms, YouTube as well.
Great. And all the performers here, we have links to their online presences on the Open Mic America homepage. So if you want to go and see more information about our performers tonight, you can find it there. Julie Grower, thank you so much for your beautiful songs and for being with us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Next up, we have Arnie Herty from Burlingame, California. He is a returning performer, and we can't wait to see what he has in store for us tonight. Take it away, Arnie.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. My first song is let me get my headset off. My first song is it's a song about our relationship with nature in the natural world, and it's called Part of Creation. In this place we've been given, be aware of what's happening and take care in how we are treating all those creatures with whom we are living. Time to learn how to restore a better world we had before. There's no escaping the atmosphere. What's put in is gonna reappear. Stop now, look around. Start where you are, be a part of creation. Domination's not what we need. A give and take, that's the way to succeed. Expecting different outcomes is insane without making some fundamental change. Nature will respond to those changes in many ways. It can't be explained, and it's not a thing we need to tame. Just realize that we're one and the same. Stop now, look around. Start where you are, be a part of creation.
That was great. Good job.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Okay, for my next tune, it started out a song. I didn't really have any words to it, but I liked the music of it, and so and then I heard a podcast about James Bond music, and I realized I was kind of writing a James Bondish tune. And so, but not like the main theme song, but like that secondary song, in James Bond shows. So I kind of retooled the lyrics, my own take on what the James Bond guy is all about. So this one's called 1 to 10. Tender memories haunt me and distract from my surroundings. Words get spoken, hearts get broken, oh, never mind. Have a little patience, it'll mean something in a little while. Get back to the purpose of your mission. Never question orders you've been given. Little bits of life get tangled in the night and not found anymore. The ice in your eyes is older than glaciers. Everything you see can be replaced, even though you wound up in first place. Your disassociation, it's still in high demand. I'll have no hesitation to make my demand. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you measuring every rope around a neck? Someone is tethered in, living life compressed to whatever moment you're in. Words get spoken, hearts get broken, it doesn't mean a thing. Have a little patience, it'll come to you. And get back to that mission you're commissioned to do. Now you show up in another scene and find a puzzle there. The tender memories once haunting you no longer care. They're all designed to tantalize your senses and keep you on that mission as intended. Eyes on the prize, the one that once inspired. Everything will be erased. You were never really here in the first place. On a scale of 1 to 10, are you measuring the rope around your neck that you've been tethered in?
Wow.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Arnie. I've never heard the word tethered used so effectively in a song.
Or disassociated.
Well done, my friend. Well
Thank
done.
you. Thank you. Yeah, he's quite a character, right? So we got to say something about that.
I know.
I don't know that we really want to be James Bond.
I think you captured very much what Daniel Craig was trying to capture in his role. So
Yeah, maybe so.
yeah, I think so. Definitely not Roger Moore. Definitely Daniel Craig. All right, Kim, you've got Arnie now.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, you really took us on a journey there. The first song was really moving and, really left me thinking. And then your second song took me in a whole different direction. And I was just wondering if you find it easier to sing about things than talk about things sometimes. It seems like you said a lot of things to us through your songs. And I wonder, like, as a songwriter, do you find that this allows you to be more expressive in ways that you might not be, like, in regular conversation?
Yeah, I think so. Well, anybody who knows me knows I like to talk, so I definitely enjoy that. But certainly, you can make a kind of paint a picture in a song that you can't do with just in a conversation, and I like that. I like trying to create a story that's maybe sometimes literal is good too, but it's just kind of paint like a picture about something that way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And your melody, especially in the second song, was really unusual. It was just very inventive. I wonder how do you come to write a melody like that? How does that come to you?
I'm not really sure. I try to write stuff that I would like to hear, So something that maybe isn't, that somebody else hasn't done yet, or I wish somebody had, So I try to get at that. And I got a whole, virtual shelf of bits and pieces of songs. And when I sit down to write a song, I'll pull out pieces and put them together and see what works and stuff. So it's a big assembly project for me in a way, Yeah.
That's cool. And you're quite a prolific songwriter. I checked you out on YouTube and saw you have 49 music videos up there. They look like they've all gone up since the pandemic. Was this something you were doing before the pandemic, or did the pandemic really inspire you to be more prolific in your sharing your music?
Yeah, I wrote for an early stint back when I was a late teenager and young adult. I wrote a bit playing in bands, and I kind of took a hiatus from songwriting for a very long time. And all those were written in the last 2 or 3 years or so, and just probably a lot encouraged by the pandemic. The time to sit and do that kind of stuff. I haven't been able to go out as much and everything else.
With the Collaboratones, is that right? Who are those guys?
That's a name I kind of came up with. It's a loosely held group. It's probably me and my buddy Bob Rollins, who's a brilliant bass player, and who I've played in another group with as well before that. But he's a fantastic bass player. You had Dave Cooper on here a while ago too, who was also in that group. And then Kevin Hasenauer, who's the drummer on a lot of those tunes. He was he actually played in a group that I played in way back in the late 70s. And we were able to reconnect and make some music again together. So it's been wonderful.
Well, Arnie Herty, your songs are great. Thank you for sharing them with us tonight. Everyone give them another round of applause.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Arnie.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great questions, Kim. And up next, we have Cheryl Caywood from Houston, Texas. Cheryl is a returning performer. So glad to have you back, Cheryl.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
Take it away.
Thanks a bunch for having me.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take it away, yeah? Okay, I'm going to do a song off of my CD that's coming out. I'm doing all the work right now, getting everything ready for a spring release. 2022, here we come. So this song is actually was a prompt from the Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe in Galveston that we've been talking about a little bit tonight. And the prompt was to write a song from a mirror's perspective. So on this one, I decided to write this fairly true. I mean, we tell tall tales in these songs, but a real song about my mother and me being her daughter. She had 9 children. Anyway, it's about mothers and daughters and the struggles and the way that reflections happen between mothers and daughters, and they tend to go on to the next generation kind of thing. Anyway, it's called Deep Down in Your Bones. You found me buried by the old coal house. My frame was worn and tattered. I've been laying there many a year, waiting for you to discover. They put me down in that dirt poor town, telling tales about a bad girl. Don't look at me seeking vanity. I am a broken mirror. When you were born, I was torn. There was no connection. I couldn't stand on my own, let alone stand my own reflection. Was it fair to leave you lying there to find your own salvation? Don't look at me seeking vanity. I am a broken mirror. Deep down in your bones, that's where my memories settle. Deep down in your bones, where the pain will never lose hold. A daughter without a mother's love is broken more than a little. You feel shattered deep down in your bones. Across from the railroad yard near the Skidmore Hollow. I had a plan to get a rich man, get my ticket out. A pretty girl in a miner's world, it was a life I couldn't handle. Don't look at me seeking vanity. I am a broken mirror. You didn't notice that tiny crack? It ran smack down my middle. 7 years of bad luck, I was stuck, my life in shambles. There were big mistakes and cold heartaches. Lord, my life was tangled. Don't look at me seeking vanity. I am a broken mirror. Deep down in your bones, that's where my memories settle. Deep down in your bones, where the pain will never lose hold. A daughter without a mother's love is broken more than a little. You feel shattered down in your bones. you feel shattered deep down in your bones.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh,
Acing it.
cool.
That was powerful.
Thank you, thank you. Goodness. I need to tune just a little second here. The next song I'm going to do is from a program that I have been honored to be a part of. It's called Hope Loves Harmony, and we write songs with parents who deal with people in their lives who suffer with substance use disorder. And one of the participants in the program, this is her story, and I helped her write it, so I'm pretty proud of it. It's called Monster. She wanted to write this, by the way, from the perspective of her son, who was living under the bridge at the time. Are we ready? Everything good? Yeah? Okay. It took a minute to find the right thing to fly me away, away from my pain. Now chasing high, it's my only intent. I should deny, but I'm hell-bent. My sensible mind don't make sense anymore. Euphoria controls, rocks me to my core. Where is my soul? What is my word? I'm asking God for a chance on this earth. Free me from this monster. Give me new breath. Wish I could live without regret. Calm the storm within me. Turn my dark to light. Am I ready to change? Am I ready to fight? Sweet Lucille, she's been through hell, wasting away in dark, dank jails. Her arms have scars from needle tracks. She fell so far, there was no coming back. One last line, one last time, I swear. My messed up mind, it's barely there. I don't care. Will I find a way? It sucks to be me. Will I find a way to shake this beast? Free me from this monster. Give me new breath. Wish I could live without regret. Calm the storm
Fantastic.
Go, Dave.
Love your voice.
Wonderful.
Love your voice.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, Cheryl. And I'm passing you over to Kim. I'm sure she has some questions for you to dive into your
right.
songwriting.
Oh,
Hello,
I
Kim.
do. I have a few. Thank you for those amazing songs. They were so moving and emotional and just really filled with so much. You put a lot of your heart into them. Thank you.
Thank you. That means a lot that it even gets recognized.
Oh,
It's so hard to do this, you know. You bare your soul. It really is true.
Well, and you're sitting in front of a computer doing it, which makes it, you don't get quite the same immediate reaction that you have when you can perform live. I did look at your website. It's really remarkable. I can tell it's a real labor of love to put all that together.
Thank you.
What's going on with your album? When's it coming out? What's involved? You said you've got a lot going on to get ready for it. So tell us about that.
I do. The first single coming out is the one I did first here, Deep Down in Your Bones. We just filmed it in Fort Worth like a couple of days ago. So I'm waiting for all the stuff to come back with that. We did it on location at the Log Cabin Village in Fort Worth. That'll be the first single. I'm doing a radio promotion, the whole 9 yards with this deal. So Jack Saunders at White Cat Studios in Houston was my producer and engineer on this thing, and my goodness, I'm thrilled to pieces with how everything's turned out. I got all the masters, mixes, everything back. The album cover, Trace Deaton with Trace Artography has done the CD design. Everything's rolling. I'm so excited.
It's a lot of plates that you're spinning.
Yeah, and I work full time too. Oh my God.
So how long has this taken from the beginning to now? Like how many months have you put into this at this point, would you say?
This is, way more than 12, probably a year and a half at least. With
Have you found that
chipping away?
Yeah. Have you found that because we're in a pandemic, it's given you a little bit more time to work on projects
Actually,
like
yes.
this?
Yes.
Yeah.
That-
Are you going to go
that's
on
good.
tour?
I am looking to do mini tours. I just did my very first house concert in December, and I got video with all of that too. So I'm hoping to start there with house concerts and small listening rooms and move forward. Yes. So I have 1 more year to work full time, and yes, this is my goal. So I've been putting all my eggs in this basket, along with my retirement stuff and whatever else. But I know how to be poor. It's all good.
Well, Cheryl Caywood, we're all going to get to say we knew you when, because I think your album's going to be a fantastic success. And
Oh, my
I hope you'll
goodness,
come
thank
back
you.
when it's out and we can help you get the word out once it's out for sale. Where are you going to sell it? It'll be on iTunes or?
It'll be everywhere. I'm doing CD
Everywhere.
Baby too, like I think I heard Julie say, and they distribute everywhere. Today I just did the whole 4-panel digipack thing. I haven't pushed the button yet because I'm waiting for my publicist person to get back with me and make sure everything's cool with the folk community to you make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed before I push the button and get those suckers here. It's almost in my hand. Woo!
And tell us the name of the new album one more time.
The new album is called Bullet in the Cabin Wall. If you go on my website, www.cherylcaywood.com, it's way too easy. You'll hear the story about my great plus grandfather being murdered in a mountain feud, and that's the title track. And this is all Appalachian-inspired music from my roots. So I'm thrilled with the whole
And you
project.
do a wonderful job sharing some of that on your website too. So thank you for telling your story there as well. And good luck with the album. One more round of applause for Cheryl.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for letting me.
Thank you, Cheryl. Up next, we have Ron Selfridge from Eugene, Oregon, and he is a friend of Open Mic America. We're so happy to have you, Ron.
Nice to be back.
Yeah. And take it away for us, please.
I think I snuck off and stole Cheryl's guitar while she wasn't looking. I think we have the same guitar.
It's lovely.
Really nice to be back, though, and thanks again for today for the invite. This is a song with a little bit of hope. and a little bit of hell, I guess you could say. I'm always interested to get the female kind of take on this one. So it's called Disappear. Can't see the sunshine through the rain. Can't see your eyes, can't feel the pain. You ain't the girl that you used to be. Long hair flying and running free. Another handprint on your face, with a bruise to take its place. Another drink, or maybe two, kill the pain and hide the truth. Ride the river of your tears. Get on board and get out of here. Throw away all those wasted years. Stand up tall, then you disappear. Life, it's never like it seems, like it is in your dreams. A tiny speck of happiness, why would you wish for any less? Here's a penny for your thoughts. Toss it up, see what you got. Bad luck's coming around the bend. Or will this nightmare finally end? Ride the river of your tears. Get on board and get out of here. Throw away all those wasted years. Stand up tall, then you disappear. Take a pencil to the page. Write down the times you've been afraid. Erase the things been done to you. Underline the things that you're gonna do. Then ride the river of your tears. Get on board and get out of here. Throw away all those wasted years. Stand up tall, then you disappear from here.
Nice.
Gosh, how
Wonderful.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Tune.
So I think I'm the only one from Oregon, but we've had a lot of rain, which we need, but also some snow and the wind and the power went out. And so I'm going to sing a summertime song instead of a wintertime song. This is called Waiting for the Rain. Hot days in the summertime, cool breeze and a watermelon wine, kicking back, just killing time, waiting for the rain. Cut grass and barbecue, sunburned blisters and the summertime blues, people running from the scorching sun, waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain. Storm clouds on the mountaintop, it's gonna come and never stop, but we keep waiting, waiting on the rain. Hot nights on the avenue, cold beer and a crawfish stew, kicking back, nothing much to do, we're just waiting for the rain. Hot tar bubbles on the county bridge, red sun setting up on the ridge, there's sweet Sarah in her summer dress, and she's hoping for some rain, waiting for the rain. Storm clouds on the mountaintop, gonna come and never stop, but we keep waiting, waiting on the rain. Crickets singing their nighttime jam, sun hats in a summer tent, dust devils swirling out across the land, and we're waiting for the rain. Cooling off at the swimming hole, six-pack in a fishing pole, kids kicking cans in the dirt, and they're praying for some rain, waiting for the rain. Storm clouds on the mountaintop, gonna come and never stop, but we keep waiting, waiting on the rain. Tom Petty on the radio, call up Betty on the telephone, lust flying on that gravel road, and we keep waiting, waiting for the rain, waiting for the rain. Storm clouds on the mountaintop, gonna come and never stop, but we keep waiting, waiting on the rain. We keep waiting, waiting on the rain. We keep waiting, waiting on the rain. Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's
Yeah, I
great.
hope you get
Thanks,
out of
Erin.
that rain danger soon. It looks bad over in Oregon.
Yeah.
Bad, bad, bad. Bless your heart.
Thank you.
All right, Kim.
Yeah. Wow. There's a lot to talk about there. Ron Selfridge, you write some really great songs. How long have you been doing this for?
I've been writing songs 5 years, maybe.
What got you started into songwriting?
I think we talked about this a little bit the last time I was here, but
Well, I wasn't here for that, so you'll have to repeat
I
yourself.
understand. I don't. This is going to sound kind of weird, but listening to the radio, I hear songs on the radio that are getting played, and I thought maybe I could do just as well as some of
Right
those.
on.
So I don't know. First, I started kind of writing silly little songs for people's birthdays and stuff like that. And then people started going, hey, that's pretty good. And so I just kind of started doing it. So
That's wonderful. And I heard earlier you have a place called the Alluvium in Eugene where you guys play. Is that a jam spot?
well, it's an open mic spot, but it's really changed. So it's a
Yeah,
big
pre-COVID.
area. Everybody can space out, and but I've stopped going there now. So
Yeah.
sadly.
That song of yours, "Waiting for the Rain," I could imagine people playing that in a jam. Do you have people play along with you on
You know
that?
what? That song sounds a lot better with a band.
Well, it sounded fantastic tonight, and I was singing along and thinking I want to learn that song. Are your songs available to listen to again or to download anywhere or buy?
I'm not a big self-promoter, but I did, I haven't told anybody this actually, but I started a YouTube channel recently, but I haven't told anybody, so what's the sense in starting a YouTube channel? So everybody type in
We're gonna
my
find
name.
that. We're gonna find that and post it in the chat for this this event on YouTube. I'm gonna look you up because I want to hear your songs again.
Oh, good.
I hope you do promote them. I know it's people who write music. It's like that's what you're doing. It's not about promoting, but as some of the other artists here can tell you, to get it out there takes wearing many hats. So you have to want to do that.
It's
and
so hard nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I don't have to depend on this to make a living.
Well, you really have a gift, and I appreciate you sharing your songs and hope that you'll come back and share
Thanks,
some more with us.
Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Ron Selfridge, give it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go, Ron.
Woo. Thank you, Ron. Our next performer is Ance Fujinaga, and she is from San Francisco. Ance, we are so happy to have you. You are a first-time performer on Open Mic America. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And
Hello.
please take it away.
Oh, okay. Since it's my first time playing here, I'm going to introduce myself in song. This is my self-introductory song. And can you hear me properly? Grimace horrifyingly if you can.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you great.
Okay, splendid. So this is a song about being bad at everything except spelling. And it's called Humans, Won't You Love Me? And I'm going to drink some water first. That's not part of the title. Humans, Won't You Love Me? Right. The social graces continue to elude me. My conversation freaks the normal people out, and so the normies callously exclude me. Their approbation I shall have to live without. I revel in ramified, intense discussions. The need for lengthy small talk is not obvious to me. This predilection has ghastly repercussions in terms of staggering unpopularity. But I was always rather good at spelling. The mysteries of grammar never brought me to my knees. Upon solicitation, I'll correct your punctuation. So humans, won't you love me, please? My phenotype is decidedly substandard. I'm visually suboptimal, acoustically subpar. My submental stratum of subcutaneous lard substantially subtracts from my seductive repertoire. My presence does not excite the men unduly. Rooms resolutely don't light up when I appear. What could possess a fellow to fertilize yours truly? I am a catalyst for chastity, I fear. But I was always rather good at spelling. The mysteries of grammar never brought me to my knees. Upon solicitation, I'll correct your punctuation. So humans, won't you love me, please? My job applications are always unsuccessful. Despite my efforts, I am frumpy and unkempt. I contact and buzzwords I find immensely stressful. Human resources clearly holds me in contempt. Just once I landed the coveted position. They chose based on exam results, and I got in that way. Then I discovered with horror and contrition that I don't relish sitting in a box all day. But I was always rather good at spelling. The mysteries of grammar never brought me to my knees. Upon solicitation, I'll correct your punctuation. So humans, won't you love me, please? I am deficient in matters instrumental. My fingers hit the wrong notes with alarming frequency. My tunes are tedious, my lyrics detrimental to the pursuit of noble equanimity. I won't achieve anything that's worth preserving. And though my songs provoke amusement here and there, I'll be forgotten like many more deserving. Look on my works, ye mediocre, and despair. But I was always rather good at spelling. The mysteries of grammar never brought me to my knees. Upon solicitation, I'll correct your punctuation. So humans, won't you love me? Why can't you love me? Humans, won't you love me, please? Oh dear, oh dear.
We love you. We love you. We love you.
Thank you, humans. Thank you, very kind, magnanimous, and forbearing humans. So another aspect of me, which I didn't mention in the song that I just played, is that I am a night owl. I am rather nocturnal. So and so is my entire family, and there are evolutionary and genetic reasons for this. And so this is the Night Owl song, which is a favorite of my two toddlers, and it is in a 7-beat rhythm. Somebody did fertilize me, by the way. It was unlikely, but it happened. Anyway, yes. So this is the Night Owl song, which is in a 7-beat rhythm, and it's very short. Early humans needed fire to keep the predators at bay. If it fizzled out at night, they might not last another day. Hence our variation in circadian proclivities. That's why some of us avoid matutinal activities. In the dark and quiet hours when menaces abound, we descendants of the night guard keep you you safe and sound. We don't rise at bird o'clock, don't grumble, grouse and gripe. We're not lazy, we just have a different chronotype. La la da dum da 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 dum da da dum da 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 da. La la da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 da. As geneticists explore the roots of this variety, we know better than to charge night owls with impropriety. Variation helps the whole group. We all have something to give. Make the most of this resource and graciously live and let live. In the dark and quiet hours when menaces abound, we descendants of the night guard keep you safe and sound. We don't rise at bird o'clock, don't grumble, grouse and gripe. We're not lazy, we just have a different chronotype. La la da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 da. La la da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 da. In the morning, still awake.
Right, rock that thing.
Very Steel Span-ish.
Is it? Okay.
Or Fairport.
Thank you, Ants. I so
Convention.
admire your ukulele. I so admire your ukulele prowess.
Here it is. I'm actually a self-taught beginner. I don't know how to play it or even how to hold it. I'm holding it wrong. It's down on my thigh, and I'm holding it down with my hand like this, and I'll probably get carpal tunnel, but oh well.
You sounded great.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
going for a ukulele lesson tomorrow, so you're doing great.
Oh, splendid, yeah.
All right, Kim, take it away.
Wow, I have so many questions. I'm not sure where to start. That was just an amazing performance, and I really loved all the energy that you put into your songs and yourself. Also, I feel like my vocabulary has been expanded thanks to you. And
You're most welcome.
First of all would like to know where you are from originally.
Okay, so I'm a half-breed. I come from a Scots father. That's my clan there, and an Italian mother. So I was born and raised in Florence in Italy, but I was raised bilingually, which is why I have the English.
Awesome. And Ants is short for?
Antonia, I'm afraid.
Antonia.
But yeah, most people call me Ant or Ant, like the insect.
And how many songs have you written?
I don't know. It used to be... I counted 40-something a few months ago, but I make 2 a month. Although in December I made 4. So I don't know. I have a bit of paper where I wrote them all down, but it's in my bedroom. So I don't know. But I don't have a chance to record them very often for YouTube because I have 2 babies and I also work from home. So yeah.
And you're still writing songs.
Sorry.
And you're still writing songs with 2 babies and working full time. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't have any musical training, but I have the urge to invent songs, and most of them are tragicomic, like darkly comical. So,
you know, I felt a little bit of Monty Python in your realm. Was that an influence for you? And who else? Who have been your musical influences?
Musical influences. Well, I mean, obviously, in terms of comedy, you know, yeah, Monty Python. I am British. And just sort of absurd humor. You know, there's a fellow called Jake Thackeray who wrote comic songs and then proceeded to die. I don't know if there's a causal relation between the two, or if we just all go the way of all things. Probably the latter. and obviously I like Tom Lehrer, but musically speaking, it's more sort of Balkan music and Celtic music and things like Renaissance music. These two songs didn't have a lot of that, but there's a lot of Renaissance music in my songs, and so if you go to my YouTube thingy joblet, you may see some, and I hope to upload, as they say, as the moderns say, more songs.
I hope you do too, because your songs are really delightful
Thank you.
and very unique in not just the subject that you write about, but the melody too is really refreshing and different. I really, really enjoyed those. And I was wondering, I did go to your YouTube channel and notice it's called Formicola.
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Can you tell us what is behind that?
So Formicola means little ant. So my name is Antonia. People call me Ant, but then I'm half Italian, and so in the kind of bilingual milieu in which I grew up, ant being formica in Italian, I get called formica as well, and then Formicola or Formicola with a in Florence means little ant. And so a lot of my things, such as in my email and things like that, have to do with Formica or Formicola. So I do have a website called formicable.com. So like formidable, but with the C, with the ant. And then I realized, wait, nobody's going to get that. But I have another website called Bard Power. So B-A-R-D as in somebody who strums and sings. Power as in what I don't have. So yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have so much amazing creative energy. Thank you for sharing it with us and keep bringing it, really. I'm so happy that you're in San Francisco. Hopefully I'll get to come see you perform there sometime.
Please do. Yeah.
Let's have one more round of applause for Ants Fujinaga.
Yes.
Yay.
And bringing us on home is Jan Seides from Austin, Texas. And
Yes.
Jan, it's so great to have you back.
Oh, thank you. It's so great to be back. I need to set the record straight here. There are 3 women here from Texas, although I still consider myself kind of an accidental Texan because when I left New York, I was pretty sure I was moving to San Francisco. But there was this left turn. I'm still not real clear on what happened. And the other thing is the Jerusalem open mic is actually in Jerusalem, Israel, and happens every Sunday around noon, at least for the time being, until they're off lockdown again.
And they have a wonderful Facebook group. You just have to go to the Jerusalem folk music on Facebook, and you'll get right to it.
Yes, and they're lovely people too. I actually went to Israel in 2016, and when I came home, I thought, well, I'm probably never going to see those people again. But the pandemic has changed everything, and that was one of the nicer things it changed. So I get to see them every week now. Speaking of which, I put this song in my monthly newsletter. By the way, Ants, I have to say I am awash in envy of your whistling ability aside from everything else. I put this in an email I sent out this month, and it ended up being played on the radio in 2 locations. Both the DJs wrote and asked me to send them an MP3. And then this morning I found out that one of my friends in Tel Aviv used it for her 9th grade class. Well, that's today. Israel takes different weekend than we do. And so she presented it to her 9th grade class and sent them home to write about some memory of their own. And this is the song. Whatever happened to Miss Olga Schneider, who taught me to sew in the 7th grade? Did she ever marry? Did she have a daughter who learned to make aprons like the one that I made? Whatever became of Don and Barb Vandekamp, who shot a small cannon off every 4th of July? They'd sit on their front porch with the neighborhood kids, and we'd could all smell the cookies she was baking inside. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. What do you think happened to that woman from India who told me her history one night on a plane? I gave her my hand and she squeezed it so tightly as we were landing, 'cause she was afraid. And I still remember that blonde boy in Amsterdam, park bench on Prinsengracht, warm sweet red wine, and the sound of faint music from across the canal. In the light of a street lamp we talked through the night. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I may not remember their names. My time with them came and then went, but they're part of who I became. So maybe I'm also a part of them. But where are they now? And what did they do when we parted? I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart. I carry a small bit of each of them here in my heart.
Wonderful.
That was fantastic.
Thanks.
Well, this one, I was writing from a prompt. I've written a lot. I mean, really a lot during the pandemic because it's a good way to keep the anxiety at bay. And this was from a prompt, and the prompt was, write a song about something you swore you'd never say. And I have to admit, I was well into adulthood before I figured out the last bit of this song. My mother lives in my mouth. I can hear her so clearly as I make your sandwich. Find your sock, check your homework. No, just leave that rock in the garden because I said to. That's why. My mother hides in my head and looks out my eyes as I watch from the window. You run to the bus stop, ponytail bouncing, hurrying up down the front walk because I said to. That's why. My mother's fingers tap on my shoulder. How is she getting so much older so quickly? She asks me. My mother takes a seat in my mind, and someday I'll be the one sitting in yours, hearing you speak as we watch your children have a good day. I hear you tell them, because I said to, that's why. Because I said to, that's why. Because I love you, that's why.
Oh,
Wow, beautiful song.
that makes me cry, John.
Amazing.
So true, Jan. So true. I'm like, no, I'm not judgmental like my mom. No. No, not at all. Yeah. I'm going to hand you off to Kim now.
Okay.
Well, at the risk of, exposing my own relationship with my mom, I'll just say I bet every woman listening to this show was thinking about how they felt about their relationship with their mom when you sang that. So thank you for hitting all those soft spots, I guess. Way to put it. Tell us about your work coming out. You're a very busy lady. You've got your own website. I noticed it's a really terrific website you've put together. What's coming out for you next, Jan?
Thank you. Well, I have a stack of singles that need to be dealt with. And so my last project was these songs from the Bible that they're not really from the Bible because they were the stories that you didn't get to hear because the person in question didn't get to tell them. So it started out as songs and then turned into an album because one of the DJs I know said that he would be really interested in helping me get it out there if it was more than the 7 songs that I had. So I scurried home right after that conversation and I wrote more songs and put it out as an album. And then the first time that I played any of them out, a friend of mine came up to me and said, you ought to turn that into a book. And it had never crossed my mind, but as soon as he said it, I knew he was right. So I turned it into a book. And both of those items are available on my website. But what's happening now is even more inexplicable. It's turning into a musical.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I've always wanted to write a musical. It never occurred to me that this was one. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, and I have a mentor for it. So I'm more than halfway through creating the songs and creating the story arc, and I just have to write the script.
Do you think it will be put up on stage? Do you have a performance
your lips
venue
to God's ears.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going to be the next Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
take
that's a great great subject matter. I also wanted to, I couldn't help but noticing your fingers are amazing. I was watching you play, and your hands, your fingers are very long. I noticed you have a piano behind you as well. That
There's
must
one
be a real
in front of me
gift
too. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so you're surrounded by them. So, have you played music your whole life? Did someone look at your hands and say, "Wow, you should play the piano, or you should play guitar"? Or
Actually, I started out singing songs from the radio when I was 3, and we got a piano, but my older sister, was the one who was supposed to get lessons. Turned out I have pitch, and so she'd play something, and I'd get up right behind her as soon as she was away from the piano, and I'd play the same. I learned to read music before I could read English, just because, it's each one of these little dots, one of these notes, like that. And finally, her teacher got tired of me pestering her and told me that she'd start me the following week, which she didn't usually do with 4-year-olds. So, all my life.
what advice would you give to people who want to write songs and maybe feel a little intimidated? You really are putting out your art in a really fearless way. I think some people would look at that and think, how does she do that? How do you do that?
You find out after you push through a few of them that those are tissue paper barriers.
Oh.
just jump in. You'll be surprised at, first of all, how safe that leap really is. And secondly, how easy it becomes once you've done it.
That is great advice. Thank you so much, Jan Seides. One more round of applause.
Thank you.
For all of our performers tonight. Thank you, everybody.
So good you're back.
Thank you. What a way to top off our evening. Thank you all to our lovely Open Mic America audience, to all of our performers, to my co-host, Kim Alexander, for her amazing, thoughtful, thought-provoking questions, well-researched questions, very, very impressive. And for TK Tran for keeping us all in a straight and wonderful line of technology. So thank you so much again. I have a couple of things. We've got openmicamerica.com. I welcome everyone to check out our website and look up our performers' links. We also have our next Open Mic America show, which takes place at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time next Sunday. So please check that out, and that is January the 16th. I want to thank again all of our performers. We've got, and I'm going back to the website. We've got, please share the word about Open Mic America's next show. Word of mouth is what we need. We have posters on the website. We have t-shirts, which you can get your own t-shirt, black or white. You going to the green room, which is at the bottom of the homepage. Check that out. And also, we spent time with each performer, getting to know them, and also at the top, getting to know their local open mics. We have a dedicated page on the website where you can go and see these open mics, and you can be a part of the Jerusalem Israel open mic anywhere in the world, like Jan said, or you go to your local open mic if you happen to live in one of the cities which these performers live. It's wide open, especially with so much Zoom technology. And one more round of applause to all the performers. Let's hold the applause till the end. We have Daphna Ramil from Sacramento, California. Tammy Carroll from Alvin, Texas. Gillis Mills from Grafton, Vermont. Julie Grower from Nashville, Tennessee. Arnie Herty from Burlingame, California. Yay! Cheryl Caywood from Houston, Texas. Ron Selfridge from Eugene, Oregon. Ants Fujinaga from San Francisco, California. And Jan Seides from Austin. 3 Texans. All right, 3 Texans, people. Usually it's the Californians that take over, but the Texans took over tonight. And I'm Alice Osborne from Raleigh, North Carolina. It's been my pleasure. And I hope to all see you really soon. And for our Newport people, we would love to have you back. For our returning veterans, we'll see you up the road. All right, Open Mic America, friends and family. Take care, be safe, and stay safe and mighty.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
All right, we're off the air.